To boot up No Man's Sky Adrift Expedition, you've now got two ways. Of course you can start a new save, but I'd rather boot up one of my other saves. I decided to use my original save, my OG save, for expeditions. Of course the first thing you want to do is make sure multiplayer is off and PvP is off. And then we're going to head to the Anomaly. So go into space and call it in. Another thing you want to make sure is you've got the multi-tool that you want to take with you and the ship that you want to take with you. This is also a good time to have a closer look at the rewards for this expedition. There's quite a few interesting rewards this time. The frigate, the freighter and the base parts. Just behind the Quicksilver guy is the expedition kiosk. It'll auto select the multi-tool and the ship that you got pre-selected. I transferred the personal refiner, but you don't need it, but it's up to you if you want to take any technology with you. But for me, the priorities will be something to convert into units, something to convert into nanites. You'll need at least 8,000 nanites. Battery, fuel, the usual sort of things you need, and any raw materials that's just going to make your life a lot easier. And you can see what I'm taking, but if you want to pause here, that's a good idea. And we can start the expedition. It starts like all the other expeditions, where you slowly swing round to face your ship. As soon as you can, start scanning some rocks and then find which one's got the secondary element, oxygen, and start shooting them. So as you slowly move towards your ship, carry on shooting some rocks. And of course the hydrogen. In fact, any crystal formations that you see, shoot them, especially concentrated carbon. And when you get to the ship, remember to collect any of the stuff that's in those boxes. And pluck any oxygen plants. Your health's going to deplete quite rapidly, so spend time in your ship whenever you can. And of course we're going to need the materials to repair the ship, so pop the Alone in the Dark milestone, which will give you the advanced mining laser plan. The next thing we're going to do is find some copper, and for me, there wasn't much copper around. I could only see that one patch, quite far away, so I went there. But don't forget to check caves on your way. And life support really is an issue, so take your time and it will deplete a lot less. And if you can avoid using oxygen to restore your health, that would be a good idea. Of course, mining all the way along. Then start mining the copper, making sure you use the smallest little circles you can. And as soon as you've got enough copper, install the advanced mining tool. Then collect the From the Ashes milestone, which will give you the plan for the personal refiner. And to install the personal refiner, we need plenty of oxygen and condensed carbon. You'll find the little red crystals around the planet. So as you gathered, you're going to be walking around a lot in the first phase of this expedition, looking for oxygen and condensed carbon. Of course, you might bump into some baby worms as you're moving around the planet, but as this is a low atmosphere planet, it means you can get away quite easily. So if you're feeling brave, take them on now. Just make sure you're aware of the little horrors that kick around because they can do some damage, but use your jet to keep some distance, and you'll probably find that the most dangerous aspect is actually when you land. But you only have to kill 8 of them, and you also get some nanites from the stuff that you collect from them, and that'll get the Still They Hunger milestone out the way quite early on. But remember, you're here to collect the crystals, so collect the crystals. I collected some cursed dust when I was here. You used to be able to turn that into nanites, but I don't think that's possible anymore. And as you can see, my health is depleted really low down, and I've got to get back to my ship as quickly as possible or I might die. So that's something you really should keep an eye out for. But the Still They Hunger milestone, when you pop it, you get some biscuits. That will restore your health. I'm staying close to my ship this time, shooting rocks from a distance, as I now should have enough materials to install my personal refiner. And remember to pop that milestone because it gives you some life support, and then we're going to move on to repairing the ship. To repair the launcher, we have to make some Deuterium. That's quite easy enough. All it is the hydrogen and silicate powder. And to make the magnetized ferrite, just convert some pure ferrite. And while you're waiting for that to refine, you can repair the pulse engine by making the harmonic seal and the metal plate. If you don't have quite enough magnetized ferrite, convert some ferrite dust into pure ferrite, then into magnetized ferrite. Then the last thing you have to do is convert your remaining copper into chromatic metal. Then when you take off, it's worth spending a bit of time shooting the ground, getting materials that way as well. If it was a normal planet, I find it easier on foot, but as it's not and it's a barren planet, it's better this way. Then go into space and shoot some asteroids. Once you've shot 40 asteroids, you get the Worlds of Rocket and Ice milestone. Remember to pop that milestone before heading to the space station. And if it's quite far away, you can manage your inventory. Of course, it's an abandoned space station, but it still has a trade terminal. and it wasn't until I went into this room that I got the lights out milestone. The trade terminal itself didn't have anything much of interest, but you might want to sell a few items. When you pop the lights out milestone, you'll get the hyperdrive. You might be more fortunate than me, you might have got enough copper on the first planet. I didn't, so I'm going to head to the second planet so I can make the microprocessors. The second planet has activated copper, so it's got a really bad storms. So when you get near the surface, go into camera mode, get rid of any of the fog. And move your camera around until you can see some mineral deposits. And if you don't know what you're looking for, that's what you're looking for. So just land as close as you can, but not on top of it, and start mining. If you can, bury yourself underneath and mine from underneath, as that will protect you from the storms. And of course, refine the activated copper into chromatic metal. Then you'll be able to make the 5 microprocessors. You should have already been rewarded some warp drives, but if not, maybe make a couple more of them. 5 will be enough to get to the rendezvous point. And while you're on this planet, don't forget to scan for animals and plants. Then let's head into space and make your first warp. Making sure you're following the expedition route. If it's not highlighted, click on the Rendezvous 1 milestone and that will mark it for you. Sometimes I say you should visit every space station, but to be honest, I'm just going to keep pushing forward. So I'm going to jump to the next system, I'm going to keep jumping until I get to the rendezvous point. After 4 jumps, I get to the rendezvous point and I can call in the anomaly. I'm going to move stuff out of my ship, but you don't have to because there's a slight glitch, so you're going to have to keep your ship and your multi-tool for now. And we're back at the expedition kiosk, and as you can see, we can't claim the multi-tool in the ship because we need nanites. I've got plenty of tainted metal and other materials that I can convert into nanites, units, and make my life a lot easier with the fuel stuff. So I'm going to refine my tainted metal into nanites. Of course, you might not have had tainted metal, you've got something else, refine that. And while that's refining, I'm going to get in my ship and head to the space station. Of course, it's an abandoned space station, so I'm only here for the trading kiosk. Once I've sold my items for my units, I'm going to head straight back to the Anomaly. Now I can collect more materials, especially the carbon, because I need that to fuel the refiner for the nanites. As I've got enough units now, I can go and upgrade my exosuit. And when you've refined enough nanites, you're going to get the quantum foam milestone. Now I can go and collect my multi-tool and my ship. My ship cost me 2,800 nanites to collect. And my multi-tool cost me 2,200 nanites to collect. It might cost you less nanites or more nanites, it depends on the ship and the multi-tool. Of course, once you collected them, you get the make, do and mend milestone, but you'll notice you can't pop it. That's because it can't upgrade your multi-tool because it's fully upgraded, so what you're going to have to do is convert back to your old multi-tool and then pop it. Now we can finally leave the Anomaly and head to Rendezvous 1. Making sure to select the milestone so it highlights it. When we get to the rendezvous point, there's one board tip I want to give you. It's usually the nearest building to the rendezvous point, so that helps. But do you notice all of those combos? That's going to give you a lot of issues if you make a save at this point and then turn your game off and then come back later. So the best thing to do whenever you're at a rendezvous point is to go to the Anomaly because you've got multiplayer off, and when you get out to your ship that will make an autosave which will be a lot safer than being at a rendezvous point. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like and subscribe button, or on the bell thingy. And of course, thank you for watching. See you all later.